Alright, welcome to my 9-day movie watch, where I watch a different movie each day and give you my thoughts on it. We are on night 1. All of these will be in a compilation on YouTube, but they will all be getting their own separate videos on TikTok. Now, with that being said, the first movie of this weekend was John Wick Chapter 4. Holy shit. Right off the bat, I gotta say that. This is the best John Wick movie by far, and in my opinion, the second best action movie, pure action movie of 2023. Dude, the stakes have literally never been higher for John. And this works so well when you factor in just how many people want him dead at this point. Honestly, every action scene works phenomenally. The dialogue heavy scenes feel intense, and honestly, the tracker in this movie, I want to see a spin-off for him. There wasn't a false note in this movie to really make it feel unearned for John's conclusion. Honestly, I don't think there's any surprise with my score, 10 out of 10. We are starting this week off strong. Alright, that is 1 down, 8 to go. Stay tuned for tomorrow's review, and I will keep you posted. Alright, movie number 2 for the week was Milk. This movie saw Sean Penn as Harvey Milk, the first openly gay government official in California. I say this movie really embodies everything that made Milk who he was. And this is coming from someone that did not know much about his life. That being said, dude, the writing, the directing, the cinematography, everything worked well, while also being carried on the shoulders of Sean Penn. Everyone else, Josh Brolin, and Emile Hirsch, Diego Luna, James Franco, everyone else did just as phenomenal. And it still managed to surprise me. Between Sean Penn's Oscar-winning roles in Mystic River and Milk, it's clear which one is the superior role. This man embodied Harvey Milk in every sense of the word. He's not perfect. Then again, not many biopics are, but for me, I give it a 9 out of 10. Alright, movie 2. Who is good to go? Okay. Night 3. I figured it made sense that I watch a horror movie, especially since I was looking for some bad movies to watch. So I watched Night Swim. Yeah, Night Swim, the 2024 Blumhouse horror movie about a haunted swimming pool, starring Wade Russell and Carrie Condon. This was not a good movie. It's not the worst film I've seen this year, but that's not giving it too much praise. For starters, you have the premise of a haunted swimming pool, and you don't chew the scenery with... You take it too seriously? Honestly, this film would have been better if its tongue was in its cheek. On top of that, the scares didn't work at all. The actors, while they weren't doing terrible, felt like they were basically just trying to understand the movie itself. And for every smart decision made by a character, the next moment they are making an incredibly stupid one. This is not as bad as Craven or even Venom 3, but it is still definitely a bad movie. For me, I give this a 4 out of 10. I'm hoping by the end of this week I will find a movie that gets a lower score, because that is officially my goal right now. And yes, that is being kept in for YouTube. Anything I say. Movie 4 is down, and it is Thunder Force. McCarthy, Spencer. Not funny. If anything, this is perhaps the worst Melissa McCarthy movie I've seen. And hot take, was not a fan of Bridesmaids. That being said, this is not the worst superhero movie I've seen. Not by a long shot. But it is still a bad movie from top to bottom. Granted, I will give you the effects were fine. Jason Bateman was funny as hell. But that's about it. The story was derivative. The jokes didn't land. These two just didn't have chemistry. There really isn't much for me to say about this. It was just a not a good movie. It's a 3 out of 10 for me. That's the best I got for you. Movie number 5 for the week, Pig, starring Nicolas Cage. That review you see down there by Chicago Times, that is no exaggeration. This might be one of Cage's best performances to date. Honestly, I've never seen him this subdued, sorry about that, this subdued in my life. He only loses it like once in the movie, and honestly, it is completely justified. Even when you look past his performance, Tony Revolori gives a phenomenal performance himself. Every actor who is in this movie really puts in the effort to make it work. Uh, those expecting a Nick Cage thriller where he is maddeningly violent will be disappointed. But for those willing to watch the experimental side of this actor, are going to be in for a hell of a ride. Honestly, I can give it a 9 out of 10 with ease. Solely on the basis of Cage and Revolori's performances and chemistry alone. Movie 6 for the week is Reptile, a Netflix original movie starring Benicio del Toro, Justin Timberlake, and Alicia Vikander. The best way to describe this movie is True Detective, but overly convoluted. The movie sees Benicio del Toro's detective trying to solve the murder of Justin Timberlake's character's wife, a real estate agent. However, as he gets further into the case, it becomes clear there is more going on than even he knows or initially believed. Everyone in this movie did brilliant acting. Yeah, not Del Toro's best performance, but it is certainly an incredible one. Timberlake and Vikander both proved that they can act their asses off. And everyone else involved really showed their acting chops. My one complaint with this movie is the story. And that is largely due to the fact that it is overly convoluted. Like, the story takes so many turns and just feels like it's rushing into them without any need to do so. Again, it is a very well shot movie, a very well handled movie, and a very well acted film. But if they tone down the story beats just a little bit, it will be a great movie. As it stands right now, it is a 7 out of 10 for me. Again, very different numbers for each movie. And who knows? But yeah, this is definitely worth a watch if you're a fan of, well, Sicario, as it says down there, or True Detective. Welcome to movie number 7 for the week, and Cruella starring Emma Stone. Honestly, Cruella de Vil from 101 Dalmatians is not a character you would think warranted an origin story. But this one worked really fucking well. Honestly, Emma Stone was knocking it out of the park all the way as Stella Cruella. Not award worthy, but it was genuinely a very good performance. Meanwhile, everyone else, from Joel Fry and Paul Walter Hauser as Jasper and Horace, to the Baroness, were also incredible performances. There are a few issues with it, like the CGI can be a bit dodgy, and there are a few plot holes, but I really only noticed them after I watched the movie, which kind of says a lot to how much I enjoyed it. Honestly, if I had noticed those during the film, the score would probably be lower. But honestly, I think this was great. 8 out of 10. Honestly, these are the kind of movies, the kind of remakes Disney should be making. Not whatever Lion King 2019 was. Okay, movie number 8 was not what I expected. Tyler Perry's Straw. Um, right off the bat, it is a Tyler Perry movie, so you can guess what the reviews are. And to that I say, fuck that, ignore the reviews. Taraji P. Henson plays a mother who has basically just had the worst day. Can't afford her rent, and loses her job, gets run over, gets hit on her way to work by a cop, and winds up getting caught in a robbery at her job. All of this leads to a massive misunderstanding at her bank while she's trying to cash her check. I pretty much gave you the main plot, but trust me, I feel like if I didn't, it wouldn't be incentive to watch the movie. Taraji P. Henson gives one of the greatest performances I have seen all year. And Tyler Perry's involvement just helped make this movie better. It is such a powerful movie because it feels relatable. Honestly, it is easily a 9 out of 10 for me. And if you haven't heard of this movie, now's your chance to go check it out. Movie number 9 for the week, the Oscar-winning There Will Be Blood. Contrary to popular belief, I have not seen this movie until tonight, which is a genuine surprise and a complete shame because this is one of the best movies of all time. Daniel Day-Lewis's lead performance as Daniel Plainview might go down as one of the best villain protagonists of in the history of cinema. Meanwhile, Paul Dano's portrayal of Eli Sunday is just as captivating. Paul Thomas Anderson directs this movie like the icon he is. And every shot, from the flaming oil tower to the final shot with Daniel, is just perfect. There's no other way to describe just how brilliant this movie is. The writing is incredible. The acting is phenomenal. Everything comes together in such a brilliant way that you genuinely feel like you could rule anyone and do anything. No surprise here. This is a 10 out of 10. And it is a perfect send off to the week. Alright, so that is the end of the week. Honestly, I didn't think I'd be able to find this many movies that are just on a wide spectrum of quality. But as I said at the beginning of the week, this is 9 reviews on TikTok, 1 big video on YouTube. And if you genuinely enjoy my reviews, give me a follow on TikTok, give me a subscribe on YouTube. And who knows, I might be able to, if I can get to a good number of followers on here, her at least, I might be able to start giving out shout outs. And again, this is coming from nobody on TikTok right now. If you like the video, give me the 500 on here. And as always, y'all stay interesting.